Hi, I'm joined here by Father Kaz. He is the Provincial Superior for the Mary, Mother of Mercy Province of the Marian Fathers of the Immaculate Conception, and he's the Vice Coordinator of the North American Congress on Mercy. He joins us here today to talk about a great film, Love and Mercy, Faustina. I had the chance to screen it, so I'm so glad to get the chance to talk to you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. I deeply appreciate being here.
Good, good. Now, we're excited to talk about the Mercy, but tell us a bit about your work with the St. Faustina Diary. You were telling me about kind of that connection with St. John Paul.
Well, this is how God in His providence works, because my history goes back to 40 years ago. Wow. When I was introduced to the message of Divine Mercy. One of the brothers from the Congregation of Marian Fathers, he gave me old leaflets. And so I began to pray the chaplet. Soon after, literally maybe 2 months later, Father Seraphim asked me to help him out with some of the publications and relating to Divine Mercy. And so he says, "What are you doing next June?" And this is November. I says, "I'm not too sure. I was trying to discern my vocation. I wasn't too sure whom to apply, what community to apply. But eventually I did. I joined the Marians. But before formally I entered the formation program, what happened is that he took me to Stockbridge, and in 1 week, we had all kinds of pamphlets to do. So I did it quite quickly. And then he comes up and he says, "I'd like you to help me with this publication of this diary, this nun who had visions of Christ and so on." And immediately my reaction was, I don't want to get involved. And so I asked him, "Is it kosher?" and so he says, "Wait," and he came back and he brought me a letter from the Sacred Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith. He said, "Can you read it?" I said, I can. I mean, I went to Jesuit schools, and so I did know Latin and the other stuff. So I'm looking, and I said, "Oh my God, so there's nothing contrary to the Church's teachings, and that anyone can promote this message." So I says, I guess it's kosher. And so in the next 6 weeks, I was involved with proofreading the text being prepared for publication, the original text in Polish.
Beautiful.
And this is how God sort of dragged me in, because I would have never read it otherwise.
And now here you are.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. I think my whole life has been so enriched. My whole life has become part of this message, and I'm so grateful to God, because I didn't have to do that. He didn't have to call me.
And how beautiful, then to come full circle. We're going to talk about the movie. I was just really so impressed when I had the chance to screen it. But we see here at Catholic TV just really the attraction that people have, not just to the novena, but the spirit of Divine Mercy. So tell us about that and how it brought your community to make this docudrama.
Well, what it is that we are completely convinced that this message is a source of renewal, not only of a personal, people's spirituality, but renewal of the Church. Because whoever gets involved with this message, what is Sister Faustina all about? First of all, she is a nun, faithful nun. But secondly, her whole spirituality was rooted in the Eucharist and in a Paschal mystery, which is at the heart of the gospel. And this is why Pope Benedict XVI said the message of Divine Mercy is at the heart of the gospel, because it is Eucharist, Paschal mystery, which is Christ dying, suffering, dying, and rising for us. Okay, we believe that this whole message is able to touch people in several ways. One is that it unveils the true image of God. That God was absolute love and mercy, that He loves us. He did everything for us. He does not stop, sent His Son. He's giving a gift of the Holy Spirit, now the sacraments, the Church. So He's giving us incredible gift for not just for this life, happiness of in this life here, but the life to come. Secondly, we believe also that not only to restore the image, the true image of God, which is the biblical, recovering this image. Father Sopoćko, or Blessed Michael Sopoćko, I should say, he was a professor. He had a STD, sacred doctorate in sacred theology. And he said, I thought I understood and knew what Divine Mercy was and who God was. But he says, until I read the diary, which he was reading, as she was submitting it, he says, I began to look back into the whole scriptural tradition, as well as the tradition of the church. And he said, I have received so much from that. So we believe that anyone who becomes involved, begins to read, for example, the diary, becomes involved, it takes hold of his heart.
Yes.
And you look at Jesus differently, and then, of course, he's asked us to trust in him, place our trust in him.
Sure.
You know, the works, you know, that our faith is without meaning unless we do something, help one another, bring this message of merciful love.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think as a community, and so this movie, in a particular way, we help to bring it to completion. And not only that, this Michael Conrad, he called me almost 16 months ago, and he says, can you help me? Can you help me? You know, I hear you guys are doing.
And you did help. You're actually in the movie. Yes.
I did not expect because that was not my role, but you know, but God provided.
Yeah, it was beautiful. So we're out of time. Clearly you're on fire for it, and I want everybody to be on fire for the movie.
So
it's
October
a great
28th.
October 28th.
Yes, 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
774 theaters.
Wow.
So come and see, because really what he captures, if I can just quickly summarize, he wants to capture both the message, the docudrama, her life, but how it affects the people.
Yes.
The message, how it takes hold, and it really, really changes their lives.
Yes.
And so that's why I think he's a wonderful young man who's dedicated to Catholic filmmaking. That's what he wants to do.
It's a beautiful film. I encourage you to see it. And thanks so much, Father, for spending time and getting us on fire for Love and Mercy, St. Faustina. And now we're going to go back to the rest of This Is the Day.